All right, what's good, y'all? We back in here. We're getting ready to look at the War Table deep dive for Hawkeye. We're gonna see what they're talking about. Hopefully, it's all good news and no like bad news. But I got a feeling that there's gonna be some bad news involved, right? So let's get into it. Pizza dog. Neat. So this is like the Avengers base, and it's just been fucking wrecked again, but worse. Yo, man, if they don't add actual Pizza Dog to the game, like if he's not wandering around, I'm gonna be upset. Also, that animation.
Why'd you smash the reactor, Cap? A lot of people died.
World divided. Its heroes outlawed. When evil eclipses hope, the only thing left is to fight back. War darkens the horizon.
So that's Maestro.
And it's going to take us all to stop Armageddon.
More aimbots, yay! That Silver Centurion outfit is sick though, I'm not gonna lie.
Welcome to the end of the world.
Does the dog teleport?
Welcome back to Marvel's Avengers
What?
Table Deep Dive. You've reassembled Earth's mightiest heroes and defeated MODOK. You've met our first new hero in Season 1, Kate Bishop, as she uncovered an evil conspiracy involving Commander Nick Fury and time travel. As we noted, all footage in today's deep dive was captured on the PlayStation 5. We're excited to celebrate the launch of Marvel's Avengers on next-generation systems on March 18th. You'll experience enhanced visuals, higher frame rates, and faster load times. And there's no additional upgrade cost to current-gen players. Today, we'll deep dive into Chapter 2 of Season 1 with Operation Hawkeye, Future Imperfect. Clint's story brings us face-to-face with a possible future where all hope is lost.
If everything you saw is true, the end of the world is far closer than we'd like.
In the future, we get attacked by a warrior race called the Kree.
When will this Kree invasion take place, Clint?
Oh no.
Clint! Don't die on me.
We thought we were heroes, but we died as fools.
Oh shit.
Where's Nick Fury? Some things never change. Who's the murder hobo? Katie?
Clint?
I mean, realistically, you got fucked up, Marvel.
The storm. You coward.
Yeah, it's not one of those fun apocalypses.
Oh my god.
Fun apocalypse.
Clint!
The wastelands of our Future Imperfect story are heavily inspired by the Old Man Hawkeye series, especially the Eye for an Eye collection. In the comics, the world's supervillains organized to eliminate all superheroes, and the world collapsed from there. Hawkeye was spared and had to live to watch it all happen. and he ultimately avenges the fallen heroes. In our story, Old Man Hawkeye retired, and when the Kree invasion happened, he wasn't a part of the fight. He has tried to make up for it for decades, following Commander Nick Fury's trail through the wastelands in hope that he can make things right.
So Hawkeye was
present, young Hawkeye has
he was
business to
missing,
deal
so they
with in
couldn't
his
get it
Brooklyn
done,
apartment,
bruh.
in a part of the story inspired by the comic run, My Life as a Weapon. Luckily, he'll have the help of a few friends, including everyone's favorite dog, Lucky. Our heroes will have to muster all their strength to deal with a new threat, the Supreme Leader, Maestro. After a devastating
You got
nuclear
Maestro
war
looking
destroys
cold, I'll
most
give
of
him that.
Earth, the Hulk is driven insane by the sheer scale of destruction and loss. Absorbing more and more excess radiation from the nuclear fallout, the maddened Hulk adopts a new name, Maestro,
That is
and
literally
decides
how
to
Maestro
rebuild
came
the
about.
world in his own image.
The world got
He
destroyed.
takes out
Hulk
every
absorbed too
other
much radiation,
superhero and
and he
villain,
fucking turned
finally
into a
resting
fucking
on a
villain.
throne surrounded by trophies of his defeated enemies. Maestro first appeared in The Incredible Hulk Future Imperfect #1, which released in December 1992. He's a Hulk from an alternate future that possesses Bruce Banner's terrifying intelligence and the Hulk's more ferocious personality traits. The Wastelands are a possible future in Hawkeye's Future Imperfect. The alien warrior race of the Kree invades Earth and leaves behind a barren, uninhabitable desert strewn with the wreckage of giant Kree battleships and sentries among the traces of
This
humanity's
does
last
look really
stand.
cool. Like, I was getting tired
The
of going through,
Wastelands
like,
are a new region on the war
alien
table,
bases
and in
shit,
addition to
so.
Hawkeye Future Imperfect missions, there are villain sectors and other missions that will appear alongside the Hawkeye operation and afterwards.
New villain
Clint's
sector?
bow skills are second to none in the Marvel Universe, and we took inspiration from his Ronin period to create his sword abilities, which makes him a powerful melee and ranged hero. We also looked to the
Nigga
comics
still
to
fight
draw on
robots,
the
though.
similarities and differences between Clint and Kate, how each should move and feel. Clint's quick draw reflexes intrinsic defense allows him to sidestep enemy attacks and parry with a fast, staggering bow shot.
Nice.
Clint's Deadeye skill allows him to focus his aim on a single target, increasing damage and
You never get
reaction
enough
with
time to
laser
actually do
arrows.
that. They're gonna
Clint's
get you and
ranged
knock it out
arsenal
of
is
knock it
second
out
to
of
none with 10 different
Fuck is that?
unique arrow types. Grapple Arrow lets Clint traverse the environment with ease and is also an intrinsic heavy attack, reeling into enemies before slashing them with his sword. His intrinsic attacks include boomerang arrows that seek
Nice.
out targets before returning. Use implosion arrows to cluster enemies together or draw them away from you.
Oh, that's cool.
Use tripwire shot to stagger weaker enemies and push back larger foes with a spread of projectiles tethered together with energy. Parry enemies with rocket arrows, which attach to targets, sending them airborne.
Okay, I see the difference now between you and
Pulsar
Kate.
arrows attach to surfaces and build up energy before exploding. The more they build up, the bigger the boom. Clint's Assault Heroic uses Nightstorm arrows. Launch into the air and rain down projectiles,
Okay,
decimating
okay, I'm starting
areas
to see,
of the
like, what
battlefield.
makes you
Just
different.
as important, his Recovery Arrow Support Heroic unleashes nanobots that swarm nearby allies and restore
What?
their willpower.
What?
The Hunter's Arrow Ultimate Heroic is an AI-guided projectile that flits across the battlefield, piercing targets. Once upgraded, fire 2 at once, add explosive charges, or focus damage on player-targeted foes. Like Kate, Clint comes with loads of outfits and emotes.
Hey, you gotta give him his, well, he got the Ronin skills. You got the Ronin costume, that's Ronin
We
costume, that's
love
cool.
our fans
But I
and
need the
seeing how
classic
you react
costume.
to our game. We couldn't do this without the Marvel's Avengers community. And as
What
always,
the
thank
fuck?
you for
Get
telling
this
us
Stark
what you think
shit
and
outta
what you'd
here,
like
bro.
to see in
What?
the future. Please follow Marvel's Avengers on YouTube for more exciting content. Make sure you visit playavengers.com for our weekly blog where you can find everything from patch notes to tips and fun content that you've created. Until then, we'll see you online and in the game.
So this is a mistake. Like, it's bad enough. It's bad enough that Hawkeye isn't available until March 18th, which is literally a month from now. That was the worst possible thing you could have done. What is it, like 12 months, 12 days left, and then like another 18 days. So like 30 days, literally a month from now. That is not good. Like, not good at all. I expected Honestly, the best possible news would have been a shadow drop. Because Hawkeye was supposed to come out a month after Kate. Kate came out in, well, hold on. Kate was supposed to come out in October, and Hawkeye was supposed to be out in November. For him to come out, not in December, well, Kate wound up coming out in December, which sucked, but okay, whatever. But for Kate to come out in December, and for Hawkeye to come out not in January, not in February, but late March? What? And then this thing here at the bottom, the play Hawkeye and upgrade to PlayStation. Fuck. No. You're not ready. You're not ready. Like, you needed way more than this. Like, this... your next gen thing feels like it was going to be like your last real chance at making this game into something. And instead of being like, okay, next gen is going to come with like 6 heroes, it's coming with 2? Just Kate and Hawkeye? Like, yeah, okay, you get 2 additional campaigns, and they said something about villain sectors. I'm going to go back in just a second. They said something about villain sectors. I guess. I mean, I suppose. But nah, fam. That's not the direction. Like, you really needed to come out and make like a splash hit. And even if the PS5 and Xbox Series X versions are really good, even if they're really good, so, like, it's not enough of a change. Like, I'm not shook. Like, I'm not impressed, right? They needed way more content added on to make it feel like basically a different game. This feels like they're trying to force it. And also, what's your content pipeline? Like, for me, this game was never going to be all that big. Like, it could have been big, and I understand people thinking, like, oh, it should be big, this, that, and the third. I get that. But they lost a lot of people from day one when they talked about... We'll go back and actually play it so you can have something in the background instead of just looking at me. From day one, when they talked about, like, oh, okay, it's going to be like this Destiny-like. That's not... Most people don't want that. Like, most people, like, if people wanted Destiny, they would be playing Destiny. And at the same, like, even, like, the people that's playing The Division, if they wanted that, they'd be playing The Division, right? When you saw Avengers, that's not what you thought you wanted, right? You wanted something like Spider-Man or Arkham or something like that, right? You wanted that. Buffering. What can be done, I suppose. You wanted something like that. You wanted a single-player game with a lot of the Avengers where you could just go through the story. You wanted basically Ultimate Alliance, but with better graphics. And instead they gave you this. And I'm not going to lie, I was disappointed when they first showed it. This could have been much better. But you lost a lot of people. And I can tell you lost a lot of people because when you did the beta, you had 6 million people play it. And that's not a high enough number. Like, it's high for Anthem. Like, Anthem had 6 million people, I think, buy it. And that's high for Anthem. It's not high for the Avengers. Like, people already were mad when they realized it was a Destiny-like. And they were even more mad when they saw the designs of the characters and they looked like MCU-like characters, and they weren't. And so now... you're looking at these guys, and it's like the game comes out and it's a mess. It's everything you thought it was going to be, and that sucks. And I thought, okay, you launched it under the pandemic. You launched it when... you probably launched it way earlier than you should have, regardless of the pandemic. But then even with the pandemic, you have all these people working from home, and that affects the game. That affects game development a lot. But... it's been 6 months now. You've had time to, like, get your shit back together. And you didn't. Like, Kate Bishop, I understand that coming late. And then, like, people complain about Kate Bishop. You can kind of tell that wasn't meant to be a real update. That was supposed to be something like, oh, people are getting kind of bored with the game. here's a new character, here's a new villain, here's a new story, but not really that many new environments, right? You thought that, I figured that was where that was going to go. And it was, you could tell because it was only supposed to come out like a month after the game came out. You weren't supposed to be that tired of the game yet. And then you look at Hawkeye and there you can see the continued progression of like, here's a new character, here's a new villain. Here's a new boss villain, but here's not that many new, like, you're not fighting that many new villains. Like, you're still fighting a lot of AIM robots and the, what are they called? The watchdogs. You're still fighting those. Cool, whatever. But then like you do get a new environment. You get the wasteland, which is cool. The wasteland looks really cool. But what you don't get is like new enemy types, and you don't get like a real huge change. Like, it's just a little bit of a change. I don't know how long the story is, by the way. It could be long. That might help justify it. But it said something like 8 missions, and I'm like, that seemed like about as long as the last one. This would have been more impressive launching 2 months after the game comes out. Launching 5 months after the game comes out, it's not impressive at all. The only thing that's impressive about it is that you're getting it for free, which is cool. But like, by now you expect more. You want more. I do love Maestro. And then one of the things that I thought about, like, that they talked about, like, oh, you know, you're getting new villain sectors, this and that. Hopefully, they can manage to get some of the other stuff that they promised out between now and then. Like, what is it, the AIM cloning labs and the super adaptoid villain sector. Like, hopefully all of that comes out in the next month between now and between this deep dive dropping and when Hawkeye actually drops. Because you can't leave people without content for this long. You're a live service game. Like, that's the point. The point is for you to slowly drop new characters, new content to keep people playing, and for you to be like, well, nah, you know, we have this problem going on and we have that problem going on. Like, that's cool, and I understand that, but the work still has to be done. Otherwise, people lose interest. And I think this game is already pretty much dead on PC. I don't know what it's like on PlayStation 4 and Xbox. I don't even play it. I put like over 100 hours into this game last year, but I haven't played it. I think I started it up a couple of times in January, and then that's it. And the next time I planned on cutting it on was going to be when this dropped, and I thought it was going to drop, you know, today, ideally, or within a week. But no, it's a full fucking month. Unfortunate. And I guess that's where we're at. And the worst part is, they didn't even tell us who the next character is. I guess it's Black Panther. That was the character they hinted at, but they couldn't show us. They didn't even tell us who the next character is. They damn sure didn't tell us when we might see him. We have no roadmap. We don't know when Spider-Man's coming. Like, I don't know. Like, for me, this game was intended to be a single-player game. So it's not that bad. It's not a super failure to me yet. But I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what this game would need to do for me to consider it not a total failure as a single player gamer. And I guess my answer is that leaked list that we saw that had like not just these two characters, but Black Panther and Falcon and Vision and War Machine and She-Hulk and Captain Marvel. If you have all of those characters and you manage to do a full season or more with those characters, and you manage to finish out that leaked list entirely, cool. To me, that's a success, regardless of how many characters regardless of how many people were supposed to play it, and it was supposed to be like the Division. See, there it is. 8 future wastelands, 8 missions. That's a problem. And then, okay, hold on. I want to go back.
And in addition to Hawkeye, Future, Imperfect, fleet battleships, and sentries among the traces of humanity's last stand. The Wastelands are a new region on the war table, and in addition to Hawkeye, Future, and Perfect missions, there are villain sectors and other missions that will appear alongside the Hawkeye operation.
Elimination threat sectors.
There are villain sectors and other missions that will appear alongside the Hawkeye operation
missions.
and afterwards. Clint's bow skills are second to none in the Marvel Universe, and we took inspiration from his Ronin period to create his sword abilities, which makes him a powerful melee
The sword's
and
kinda
ranged
cool.
hero. We also looked
What I do like is all the different arrows that he has. Like, that's pretty much what Green Arrow and Hawkeye were known for back in like the pre-Civil War eras. They were just known for like having like hella fucking arrows, different arrow types and shit. I was wondering how they were gonna make her. This skill is worthless, by the way. Like that shit, you're never gonna be there long enough. Like you're never gonna get a long enough time to lock on to people. Like that shit's damn near worthless. But the rest of this stuff is pretty cool. Kate, to their credit, Kate is like one of my favorite characters to play with. She's so fun. She puts in so much work. And it looks like Hawkeye's gonna be in the same vein, right? And I like that. He seems to have like such a variety to his moveset, and he doesn't seem like he plays very much like Kate, especially since he can heal people. Like that's so rare. Like the only other character that can heal is Miss Marvel. Everybody else, like if you can't run across heals, and if you can't build your character in a way that you can get some heals, like oh you do a takedown and you get a heal. If you can't do that, you ain't getting healed. So the fact that he can heal people is dope. So I mean, like I'm excited to play with this character. I'm definitely excited to play the campaign. The last campaign, Taking Aim, that was really good campaign. And so Future Imperfect, I'm pretty excited for that. But I really wish they had launched the next gen version a little later in the year, unless they're just screwed. And hopefully they can start getting these characters out at like a faster pace. Because the pace we're at right now, it's just not going to get it done. But anyway, we will be back tonight around midnight. I gotta go get to work. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to talk about. This costume. Where's his classic costume? Like, you gave him that weirdo Stark Tech outfit. You gave him his Ronin outfit, which is kind of cool. But, like, yo, where's his classic outfit? Get that. But anyway, I'm not gonna hold y'all. We will be back later tonight around midnight. And I will put this up, actually, not long after I finish this. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in, and we will see you this evening with more Battle Chasers.